Well, hello and welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and we've reached the final day of the September Journal Monthly, or Monthly Journal. So, all we need to do now is finish these two and this one, and then sew it all together. So I've got 2 more pages from Amanda Scrimpy Mummy Digitals. This is the same ephemera bundle that I've been using all the way through, and today what I wanted to do was I wanted to share with you one of the things that you can do with envelopes like this where you've only got the front. So I'm going to take my knife, you can obviously use a scissor or whatever you have, and I want this little one here. So I'm just going to cut down the side there, like that, and then cut down this side here. So, a big happy hello to you all. I hope you're well. So that is the envelope that we have been given. And as I say, it's only the front. Well, if we want an envelope, obviously we need the back. So a very, very simple way to achieve that is take a piece of your coffee or tea dyed papers, okay, give yourself a good 1/4 inch all around the bottom and 2 sides, not the top. You don't need extra on the top. Cut that along there. Now line it up to your top that you've just cut. Give yourself a little bit more space. Okay, and I'm going to cut it there like that. And now if I lay my ruler on the edge of the envelope, like so, get my finger underneath, fold it up on all 3 sides, if you haven't yet seen the kit and you would like to get your hands on it, I'll leave a link in the description so you know where to find it. Okay, I'm going to cut off those corners, basically angle to take out that square. I'm going to do a little angle there and a little angle there, as if we are making a pocket. You've all made pockets like this, I'm sure. And then by folding all of that up like that, I'm putting some glue exactly the same way as you would if you was making a pocket. We don't need that bit of brown paper in there, do we? And you glue those little flaps like so, and you can then pop your envelope front on. Make sure you line it up nicely like that, and you have now got an actual envelope. Really simple, really easy. But we've got a very straight line across there, and obviously this has been torn open, hasn't it? So I'm just gonna tear it off so it looks like it's been torn open. Give it a bit of authenticity. We'll take our brown ink and we're just gonna stain that up a little bit. All along that edge. Doesn't matter if it rolls down like that because it's an old envelope, remember. And then just put a little bit of ink in there as well. There we go. There's our very authentic looking used envelope. We need a letter to go inside it. So I can use my tear ruler to get the letter out. That's going to go inside the envelope. Now, folding it so that it sits right in our envelope. If I do that and that, it will fit in. So I'm just gonna fold that down there and fold that across there. Take out our ink again. Not worried if I get some crumples in it because obviously it's supposed to be an old letter. And deliberately fold a bit over like that. That then sits, if we open it out, we've got the aged fold lines. Didn't do that one. Let's just do that one. There we go. Okay. And then we can pop our letter in our envelope just like that. Job done. Okay, so where is our book? These are the ones we've already done. Right, I think I'm going to stick that diagonally on there like that, which means we're going to see that, so we need to do something with that. I don't really want to add more decoration as such, but I am just going to ink it up. So we'll ink up all around the edge. Like that, okay. Whoops. And we're going to apply it, I had it that way, didn't I? We're going to apply it like that, so I do need to ink that other corner because that does show through. Not ink, glue. Ink this, glue there. I'm getting all my words mixed up. So we're going to offer that on there, I think, like so. So we still get to see quite a lot of that tag. Glue that, and that's going to sit there like that, and we can pull our letter in and out if we choose to. Now on this side I thought it would be nice to add this rose. And if I put it in the right position, it's going to be on the back of that envelope. So that's going to be good as well. So what I I'm going to do here, this is just a dried rose from a bouquet that I had. I can't remember exactly whether it was a birthday or Mother's Day or something. But it's a rose that I had given to me. And I've dried it, and then having dried it, I've put it through my laminator. A word to the wise, if you're going to try this, please be aware that I broke a laminator doing this. Not this one, a previous one. So I'm just going to snip that like that because I don't want it over hanging, and then we're going to go along that line, whoops, and down that line there. So please be careful and don't be getting in touch with me and telling me that you've broke your laminator. I will be forever guilty for that. As I say, I did break one doing it. However, I do have to admit it was an old one that I've had for donkey's years, and it was probably, in all fairness, on its last legs anyway. If you've got any ink left, just wipe that off, and then you see I can adhere that. We can still see the tag below, and we've got the texture of that. My only regret, if you like, is that it is shiny, because I don't really like shiny things, but there's not a lot we can do about it. Now I'm applying my glue deliberately on the solid areas rather than on the clear to try and disguise it a little bit. Okay. And because I've used Yoo-Hoo, which sticks just about anything, that'll be good there. Alternatively, if you didn't want to do that, you could have cut it in a rectangle and just, you know, used your grommet to make a hole in the top. That would have worked as well. And I'm just going to get my scissors under here and trim away some of that excess. I don't obviously want to, I shouldn't have, because the envelope's sticking out underneath, I can't fold it completely over, if you know what I mean. There's my scissors. And obviously, because I've not stuck it completely, I've only stuck it on the rose part. You have got some flappy bits. If you don't like that, then obviously you could fussy cut all the way around it before you stick it down. So that's that one. I just think that's beautiful. So then our very last one is this page here, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, I have no clue at this moment in time what I'm going to do with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a bit of a mix. So I'm going to take some music paper. I'm going to offer the music paper there. I don't want to cover up the fact that it's a postcard, so I'm only going to there. I'm going to tear off the bottom and the top, Okay, that's then going to get offered there like that. We're going for layering, not templates, layering. What else have I got? Oh, I've got this piece of this which would go quite nicely under there and just poke out a little bit. So we can add that on there like that. We have sort of lost the gold writing, but I think I can live with that. And then I just want something to go on the top. What have we got left in our bag? Let's have a little look. Special handy, it's just too big really. So let's have a look what we've got left here. Oh, the Admit one is quite nice, isn't it? And we'll have one of these. Because they're different, we could use them both. So, just going to snip out this corner. And I have added blue with that underlayer. So, that's going to work. And just trim around this. Like so. Got that one, and then that one. I'm cutting off the crinkle edge as always because my scissors are really too big for that, and then it just looks odd. And then we're just going to glue these up, and we can see about stitching in our signature, our paper signature, and all the others, so that it becomes a proper book. So I'm going to go for an angle like that, just to be different, like an angle, as you know. This one is going to sit right over that side, come down a little bit, and then we've got our 354, no idea what that is, but that's going to go there, and then our Admit one. Perhaps it's seat 354, what do you think? Is that a theatre or something? And we're going to put that there. So there you have all of our bits and pieces all up here. And our notebook. Okay, so there they are. There's all our pieces. So let's just lay them out again. So there's our cover, there's our first one, there's our second, our third, and then our pages. So let's get, oops, Jenga collapse. Let's get my awl and a paper clip, giant paper clip, bulldog clip, whatever you want to call it. Flip this open so that it's in the right place. And when I do these, I'm not going to punch holes through there. What I'm going to do is punch my hole in the centre there. There's one, and then I'm going to go there. You can use the lines, oops, to help you choose where you're putting your holes. Oops, that one fell out. It's not good, is it? Okay, so we've got 3 holes, Okay, we've got a needle. I'm just going to get some thread. Oh, did I not have thread in my box? Should have done. Or do I need to open that new one? We've got a last little bit of orange before I need to open that new one. So 1, 2, 3, and a good bit for luck because I do want to do a dangle. Okay, so you all know how to stitch a journal with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch by now, I'm sure, because you'll have seen loads of people doing it. So we go through here as normal. Okay, leave yourself a nice long string for a dangle, and then I'm going to work out where my middle is, and because it's only fabric, I'm just going to push my needle straight through. Okay, and again, a bit of a wiggle and a pull. All right, and then that's where we want it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is bring my thread back round to the front, go through my hole and work out where that centre point is, and the centre point is there. Yeah, okay, so we know where we are. We've got our book in the middle, we've got our long thread hanging down, and I'm gonna follow that up and through. Turn it back over. And pop that through there. Okay, same as always. Put it tight. Okay, and then again through there as always. Okay, and we can see where that's supposed to be. We pull this straight, yeah, and it's supposed to be in that line at that level there. So just poke it through. Oh, it sounds like someone at the door. Just put you on pause a minute. Right, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, so we're coming through this last hole at the bottom here. Apparently not. There it is. Okay, now the tricky bit is coming back through that third hole. So you want to come through there. And you don't obviously want to split that fabric. So if you put, not the fabric, the string, if you put your needle through the first one, this is the way I find it easiest to do anyway. and then lift up your second one and go through that hole again. And then through this one. Whoops. And then through the last one. Okay. And then now that you're through the last of the fabrics, it should be relatively easy to get through the actual paper. And of course, because it's fabric in the centre, it's easy to bend it around without damaging it like you might if it was paper. So then, as always, make sure you've got a string on either side. Give it a nice pull. Make sure it's nice and tight. And this one. And then we'll have a nice big knot. And a second knot like so. Take our clip off. Whoops. Take our clip off, and obviously it's now all connected and a book, and you've got your signature down the side there. Okay, if you choose to, you can put some lace or something around there. We can have a look at doing that in a minute, but before we do that, I just want to get some beads on the bottom there for a bit of a dangle. So in here, hubby's off out. See you later, be safe. We're going to have a play in here and see if we can't get ourselves a nice dangle on there. So this is a beautiful one. Oh, that's an interesting one. That could perhaps go on the bottom. I'm going for, look, big chunky ones for some reason. It's just the mood I'm in. So I feel like they're the same colour, so that's okay. That's a similar shape. So now we need, and that will go there because they're sort of the same colour. Need one for here. What about that one? Is that too big? That one? Glass? Oh, it actually is glass. It's very heavy, that one. Also, I'm looking at ones that have got nice big holes, because obviously that's quite a thick, thread to get through. It goes through there. It might go through there. It will go through there. Okay, so there's our first one. There's our second one, and this is just a huge bag of beads. I think I've shown you this before, that I bought at my local charity shop as you know, beads from broken necklaces. And if we just do a big knot, which apparently I can't do today. Seriously, why can I not do a big fat knot? It's because you're all watching me. Turn away, turn away. Just make sure that they're below your book before you carry on. I usually do 3 knots to try and make sure that it's a big fat one that doesn't come through the hole, and making sure that you get them like on top of each other rather than next to each other. It's just the way that I do it. Goodness me, I can't believe how much I'm struggling to get a knot here today. I bet you're all laughing at me, aren't you? There we go. So that's 3 knots on one, nice big, and now that's not going anywhere. And then if you want to, you can, not with any scissors, you can just chop off that extra bit. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. Go for the dark one first and try and get it a little bit higher so they sort of nestle in together. What's going on here? Now look, there's something stopping that going through. It's just, I don't know, curling up inside or whatever. So that one is obviously not going to work. So we'll have to go back to this one. Yeah, sorry, I was saying that's a big bag of beads that I just bought in my local charity shop as, you know, broken jewellery. And we go through there. And obviously this time we need to actually tie it onto itself because it's got a ring on it. There we go. Go through again. It's obviously much easier when you've got a ring like this. You don't have to worry about making sure you've got enough knots not to come through the hole. And then just do that there. They're going to come down and they're going to come down. Put that over there so it doesn't tip over. And there we have, look at that. There is our journal with these lovely clanky bits on. Okay, could actually have afforded to have had this one bead just a little bit lower. So I just give the thread a little tiny, there you go, and now it's out. So now we just want to put a little bit of lace on there to cover up, sorry me scraping my chair, to cover up that stitching. If you don't want to, it's not important, you don't have to. It's just, you know, choice. And I'm just quickly rummaging around behind me to see what I can find in my lace box that I feel is going to sit in there quite nicely. What about that one? So, rather than glue it, because it's fabric, what I'm going to do is just cut enough to cover the actual fabric spine, and I'm going to stitch it. So I've got this coming across there and it will just be pretty around the corner. Okay, so it feels like I don't want to leave this one. It's like, oh, we'll just add it. Oh, it's got a great long bit of black in it. We don't want that one, do we? Let's have that one. I feel like I don't want to leave this one. I'm doing a little bit more and a little bit more so as not to finish it. It's weird, isn't it? So I'm just going to stitch this on and then she's done. And next week, of course, will be, I think it's going to be something like the 6th of October, and that will be the first one of our October journal. We'll technically be almost a week late because we'll be almost a week into October, but there's not really a lot I can do about that, unfortunately. Right, I'm not going to stitch it all the way through, all the layers, or am I? Let me think about this. No, I'm just going to stitch it on to this very first layer. So pick it up, so that my knot gets hidden under my lace, and then I'm just gonna stitch it, whoops, very candidly. Just gonna stitch it through so that we've, lay it down, Claire, it'll be easier, so that we've got a nice lace edge. Okay, I can't stitch that way, got to pick it up. There we go. We're up and running now. Just getting started, isn't it, really, with something like this. Obviously, if you'd rather, you can definitely glue it. If you think that's going to be easier for you. It's the age-old thing. It's your book. Do what you want to do. And of course, really, I could have made my life a whole lot easier by doing this in the very beginning, before I sewed it together, but at that point I hadn't necessarily decided to do it. And also, of course, if I had done it that way, then when we sewed the pages in, we would be seeing that stitching, and that's what I'm covering up by putting this lace on. So, you know, if we'd put the lace on in the beginning, it wouldn't have been doing the job that we want it to do. Okay, so we're sewing it up that side. Just going to turn it round, feed my thread behind the lace. Like so. Don't pull it too tight, Claire, because you don't want to pucker it up. And then just turn it round, and we are going to stitch the other side on.